All right, Casey Randolph, MWA president. Clinic and Hall of Fame banquet coming to an end. Pretty event-packed 2 days. What were your thoughts on the weekend as president of the MWA? What things did you see going on that you liked? What things maybe will you address moving forward?
Well, I think the overall attendance numbers being up the way they are, it's the highest attendance we've had since I've been a part of the organization, and I think that all the different things, the initiatives that we're doing, regional reps, regional meetings, we're seeing that stuff come to fruition and really benefiting from that with our clinic attendance. Our banquet numbers were way up. We're honoring more people that are giving back to our sport, and I think that's very important to honor those people that constantly sacrifice and volunteer their time for our sport and for our kids. So as far as positive things, overall numbers, I think we're great. I think that the organization of the event, Mitch Hancock and Scott Bergeron did a tremendous job, as well as our entire board and our regional reps, in offering an eclectic arsenal of different things for people to go to and attend. And then moving forward, I think that we continue to want to improve in everything we do. I think getting feedback from our membership on what they would like to see improve, I think, is our #1 thing. And then maybe from that feedback, creating some different sessions or multiple sessions at the same time, to where now that our clinic numbers are up well over 200, that we can offer those type of things and have packed rooms or have some of the sessions offered multiple times for somebody that wants to go to see that session, but maybe the second session they want to see something else, that they have the opportunity to still see what they're interested in.
You mentioned the coaches having feedback there, and I think that's one of the big changes that coaches are seeing and appreciating from around the state with the new regional structure, is the ability for more people to have input into what's going on at the state level and in the conversations with the MHSAA. How have you seen the regional coaches meetings affect, I guess, the conversation and dialogue among coaches in the state?
Well, I think with our regional structure that we've put in place, we've talked about it, and now everything is really starting to move forward in a positive manner. And at the regional meetings, you're seeing a statewide agenda that the board is putting together, talking points that are coming from our membership. Now each region has somebody to go to that represents their region. What specific areas of need, wants, or concerns come from their region are now getting trickled down to our leadership. And the transparency of the organization has improved immensely. With the help of Michigan Grappler and allowing us to host our site there, Tony Greathouse has done a great job with that, helping us with that. And then our membership chair, Chris Dunham, with his numbers and communications, has just helped everything explode. And at our regional meetings, we're able to explain things. People are more comfortable now asking their questions. We're able to break down what the communication measure is with the MHSA, how the MHSA makes decisions, and people are now understanding what it takes to get things done, how we affect positive change for our sport, for our coaches, for our kids, and for our state.
And one of those positive changes that you talked about in your address to the membership over the weekend was the women's wrestling and what's going on with the girls wrestling scene here in Michigan. And you're just, it sounded very positive, the conversations, and I believe you're one of the people that are having those conversations and trying to move that forward. What can you say on the topic of girls wrestling and as far as where that's at right now?
Sure. We're in an exciting time here in Michigan, and actually women's wrestling across the nation and across the world is a very exciting time. It's booming, and Michigan is right on the cusp of offering that for our female athletes. We've had female athletes at high levels in Michigan for a number of years, but now we're at the verge of offering an all-female state championship where the MHSA is on the verge of being a presenting sponsor for that. Adrian College, our only women's college to offer wrestling, is offered to be a host for that, so a collegiate event for a state championship for our girls. We still have a couple of final approvals to get through with the MHSA, and we want to make sure that our product gets approved by our MWA members as well, just so it has the backing of everyone involved. We want to honor those girls and give those girls the opportunities like they have in other states, and I think that's going to happen here in Michigan. And with talks with Dan Hutchison, our MHSA rep with wrestling, and other organizations like Tom Bennett has been critical to that, Cliff Gouchard, women's coach at Adrian, as well as many others that are involved in the committees. Wrestle Like a Girl has helped us a lot with numbers and other state proposals to try to figure out what's going to work here in Michigan. I think the biggest thing for us in Michigan is making sure that everything that we do is under the current umbrella rules and guidelines of the MHSAA, and making sure that when we present a product, it's something that's going to be successful and lasting. So slow is better for us, but I believe that we are very close to having an individual state championship this year in 2019 for our female wrestlers in Michigan.
Yeah, that'd be exciting stuff, and everything that you were talking about this weekend sounded very positive. So we'll keep us posted. We'll keep everyone in the loop on that situation. As far as the Hall of Fame banquet tonight, 4 individuals honored. You kind of were the MC early, kicking things off, but you had 4 guys, one of which was a former Clinton head coach, now where you're at. What was the banquet like for you? Being able to have a crowd of that size for an event where you're honoring some of the people who've put in a ton of time in this sport.
Well deserved. That's the biggest thing. We sacrifice our time to this sport that we love and kids and helping young men and women develop, and the crowd of that magnitude is what they deserve. And I think we're seeing people supporting and seeing how important that banquet is to those individuals, to our state, and to constantly honor those who have given so much. Sometimes we live so much in the now, and it's important to honor those of the past that have given 25, 30 years of their life to the sport and to kids is no easy feat. And when I stood up there, it's obviously pretty nerve-wracking speaking in front of people all the time, but it really made me happy that we filled the room to honor those people, to honor our coaches of the year, our assistant coaches of the year, our special awards that we've created to honor those people giving back to our sport. And obviously the highlight of the night are those getting inducted into our Michigan Hall of Fame. And with Chris Wittenbach from Clinton, where I'm from, it's just a great honor for not just him, but his family, his friends, all those inducted, their communities, their school. It's just a wonderful thing, a culmination of their careers.
Let's tap into Clinton a little bit. Season's about to kick off. Football now officially done for the Redskins. Semifinalists a year ago. Really strong season, really young team with some veteran guys up top. Another good crop of guys coming in. Is it too early to even start talking about the lineup that Clinton is going to roll out? Are you guys excited for the season? I would imagine.
We are excited. Excited just because we're passionate people. A lot of coaches involved, a lot of important people doing important things in our community and in our program. It's an exciting time. We continue to push the envelope. I don't know how good we're going to be. I think we have the opportunity to be pretty good, but we have to stay healthy, and we have to come together as a team for a common goal. Some of the veterans we have back, some of the newcomers coming in. It could be a pretty special group. There's no question about that. I like our chances competing, but there's some great teams out there right now all across the state. Obviously Hudson's been on top. New Lothrop's been on top for the last decade. Hudson's won like 7 state titles in the finals 10 years in a row. They're obviously the ones to knock off. And New Lothrop, it doesn't really lose anybody and brings in a couple real good freshmen themselves. So it's a tall order. Carson City Crystal brings back almost everybody. So I'd like to think that we can compete with them, but time will tell.
Appreciate your time. Appreciate everything you've done for the weekend and for us as well. So,
thanks, JJ. Appreciate it.